The third time's a charm.
That's great.
Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we'll be counting down our picks for the top 10 video game threequels.
We're counting on you.
For this list, we'll be looking at third installments in video game franchises. And since there are so many great third entries to choose from, we're putting a particular emphasis on games that were vastly superior to their predecessors and/or were considered especially revolutionary.
No, please. This time is going to be different.
Number 10, Warcraft 3: Reign of Chaos. Easily one of the most popular RTS franchises of all time, the Warcraft series improved with every game released, reaching arguably its highest point in the third entry.
Believe me, brother.
A number of new features were introduced, including doubling the number of playable races from 2 to 4.
Be wary. The elves likely wait in ambush.
Like previous Blizzard title StarCraft, the 4 races had separate campaigns that constructed a complete story.
I have freed myself.
Of course, the real fun was getting some friends together and playing the multiplayer.
What needs review?
Number 9, Far Cry 3. Often hailed as a leap forward for open-world games, what really sets Far Cry 3 apart is the interesting character arc undertaken by the player.
Jason, what's wrong?
The moral weight of each outcome drives the game, as the protagonist walks a fine line between savior to his friends and cold-blooded murderer. Every corner of the vast island where the game is set is teeming with secrets and Easter eggs, making it a truly unique and immersive experience.
Did I ever tell you the definition of insanity?
Number 8, Duke Nukem 3D. The third Duke Nukem changed the game, quite literally in fact.
Come get some.
While the first 2 Duke Nukem games were noteworthy in their own right as platformers, Duke Nukem 3D changed everything when it moved the series from 2D to 3D and adopted a first-person perspective.
What a mess.
Along with other first-person shooters like Doom, this is considered largely responsible for the popularization of the genre.
I'm Duke Nukem, and I'm coming to get the rest of you alien bastards.
Its over-the-top violence, tongue-in-cheek humor, and bevy of one-liners fully secured its place in video game history.
You wanna dance? Cool.
Number 7, Elder Scrolls 3: Morrowind. Right from when you start, you knew you were in for something special, as even the character creation for Morrowind was highly praised. But this was only the tip of the iceberg in terms of the amazing details you would find in this game.
Get yourself up on deck and let's keep this as civil as possible.
Morrowind was packed with culture and backstory, drawing inspiration from Middle Eastern, Japanese, and ancient Egyptian civilizations. The amount of depth in this game rivaled any of its time, and along with its ahead-of-its-time graphics, it made for one of the best RPG experiences you could ever have.
Well, what is this about?
Do you have something to say, Dumner?
Number 6, The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past. The Zelda franchise, and adventure games in general, have been using A Link to the Past as a template for years. While the original Zelda was certainly groundbreaking, it was not until the third entry in the series that the formula was really nailed down. The technological improvements from the NES to the Super NES allowed for new and interesting features, including 2 separate worlds, a deeper plot, interesting dialogue and characters, and of course, more varied enemies and items. Number 5, Metal Gear Solid 3: Snake Eater. This entry is what many consider to be the very best from one of the most well-known and beloved stealth franchises ever.
I'll keep it in mind. You said this was a solo mission, right?
For this, the third entry, the action shifted from urban areas in the near future to the height of the Cold War in a dense jungle. Snake Eater kept the stealth feel of the past Metal Gear Solid games, while also utilizing the jungle environment for everything from camouflage to keeping yourself filled up. That's right, the name of this game is quite literal.
Can't complain.
Number 4, Super Metroid. Far darker than Nintendo's other banner franchises, Super Metroid pushed the series to heights it had not reached before or since. Picking up exactly where Metroid 2 left off, we find Samus returning to Zebes to experience an immersive world unlike anything we had seen in a video game. Like A Link to the Past, Super Metroid utilized the improvements on the Super Nintendo, giving Samus iconic powers like the screw attack, but it also worked well with the technological limitations of the time, perfecting the silent hero trope. Number 3, Fallout 3.
Welcome, welcome.
Released a decade after Fallout 2, the third Fallout had a long road to release, but it quickly proved to be worth the wait.
Oh, I don't think I've been this happy in years.
Fallout 3 faithfully recreated the feel of its predecessors despite the monumental jump to 3D. Players were treated to a dense world full of decaying ruins, horrific monsters, and unique characters. A sandbox that was practically begging to be explored.
If folks knew how bad it was getting up here, well, I don't know what would happen.
Truly making the franchise their own, Bethesda delivered much more than just Elder Scrolls with guns, which probably would have been just fine anyway. Number 2, Super Mario Bros. 3. Often hailed as one of the greatest games of all time, and for good reason. Super Mario Bros. 3 took something great and improved upon it in almost every way, introducing new enemies, mechanics, level themes, dynamics, and of course new power-ups, including the famous flying raccoon suit. The game was designed to appeal to experienced and novice players alike, with both challenging enemies and hidden power-ups abound. Almost all of the elements we now consider to be iconic to the Mario franchise debuted here in the third entry. Before we reveal our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions.
There he is! Get it! You won't escape!
Come on. Smith wants to talk to you.
I not talk to a non-human. Sons of bitches all, and dwarves are the worst.
Number 1, Grand Theft Auto 3. The Grand Theft Auto series is one of the most popular and addictive of all time, but you'd be hard-pressed to find anyone who played either of the first 2 games. For the third game, though, GTA went through a drastic change by shifting the perspective to the third person and setting players loose in a fully 3D environment, unleashing a shocking amount of player freedom in the process. By popularizing the sandbox genre, GTA 3 not only shifted the focus of the series for good, but changed the direction of the gaming industry itself. Do you agree with our list?
What trickery is this?
Which gaming threequel is your favorite? For more innovative lists published every day, be sure to subscribe to WatchMojo.com.
That is crazy. I like this phone.